Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Here I am back at the airship landing in Ishgard alongside a Stinkian. It's because he's a stinky, blood-covered dragoon. And I was just thinking, I've leveled so many jobs on Clyde up to the 60 level. Which one do you think would go best for this? I'm leaning towards just, Dragoon, which I'm gonna glam back. If I do Dragoon, I'm gonna glam it back to, to the, being, Christmas Dragoons, right? Gotta have Christmas Dragoons. Alright, it could be twinsies. Or, we could be samurai, because we gotta go excise the evil pope, right? We could do red mage. It's at a bit of a disadvantage gear-wise, but I mean, it's still got an I-270 weapon, so it's not really at a disadvantage. I mean, there's nothing wrong with red mage. Dark Knight for hunting down the pope. Is my Dark Knight glamour, if you haven't seen it before. I've lost track of when I've played it, so, Or, Astrologian, which I haven't really glamored this at all, other than the pants. It was the cheapest I-255 gear on the auction house, or market board, so that's what led me to pick it. It's the Sky Pirate, or Sky Rat set, which is it's a more advanced Sky Pirate set. If you're wondering where Sky Pirates come in, well, we'll get to that after the Heavensward main story conclusion. For now, I think I'll go with Dark Knight, just for the sake of brevity. And we'll turn our visor up, and we'll mosey along here. It certainly does. It certainly does. You discover a new location. You gain 24,365 experience points. Beautiful. Almost as beautiful as this Twitter thought that come onto my feed.
Ah, excellent timing. We've just finished our work on the Enterprise. She's so much improved, I've decided to give her a new name to suit.
New name?
The Enterprise Excelsior. Or simply the Excelsior, if pressed for time. Once again, she'll carry Eorzea's protectors into battle. All aboard!
I can do no more than see you off with prayers for your safety and success. Yet know that wheresoever you may go, my son's spirit goes with you. May the Fury grant you strength.
Return to us, all of you.
Could probably use your sword arm, honestly. I mean, I know you gotta stay here in town or whatever, but why not send Lucia with us? And her Magitech armor. Or, I don't know, Hilda.
Enterprise Excelsior. Engage.
Hilda's got a gun. Oh, excuse me. I mean, Ysayle could come. I mean, he's here in Ishgard. Well, he can summon carbuncles. Also, Tataru changed out of her strawberry shortcake uniform again, just to see us off. She could have stayed in the strawberry shortcake outfit. I wouldn't have complained. But I'm most definitely starting to think that there's never a situation where she's scantily clad, dancing for Ishgardians in that bar, and then my friend led me on. Which honestly I'm okay with, because I don't like Olafels, so... Yeah.
This is it! Get ready!
I would if I had a seatbelt.
Eye of mine enemy, render unto me thy power!
Ooh.
No, you will not claim me. I am the master.
If there's not a hole, make one. If there are no open doors,
We're through!
make one. Uh-oh. Well, we only shattered a tiny portion of the barrier, right? They'll still have to get through it, right? It wasn't like we destroyed the whole barrier. I suppose they could send snub fighters. Either that, or maybe they're so fucking large the barrier is of little consequence to them.
Chief, we've got an Imperial battleship on our tail. And it's bleeding massive.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Are we not? I must have misunderstood.
The bastards were waiting for us to open the door for them.
I guess we did break the whole force field. Kind of shitty, honestly, if that's how the Allegan force field works. Break one section of it,
Shake them. Hang on to something.
the rest goes away.
We're all going to die. Tataru!
We'll be fine. We've got plot armor. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe we need some plot seatbelts.
She won't take much more of this.
We've really been putting our airship through the ringer this expansion.
The time is come to use Hydaelyn's gift.
Ysayle.
Much blood has been spilled in my name. And for what? For a false cause that I created for want of the warmth of companionship. Saint Shiva, pray Svelga. Pray forgive this fool. But even now, I cannot let go of my dream. My dream of a tomorrow in which no child need freeze alone in the snow.
Shiva music playing. Oh, she's got some wyverns shielding her. Oh, its armor's blue again.
Thank you, Race Wilga.
Is that Ysayle? What does she mean to do?
Oh, goddess, born of my mine own hopes and dreams. For the last time, I beseech you. Fill this vessel with your light. Still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace!
There's no way we actually heard what she said, but maybe we heard it via the echo. Really bugging me that his armor is blue. It wasn't originally blue. Uh-oh, she took a hit. Diamond dust. Harpoon the whale. Sort of. Ooh. Hooray, Svelger, do something, man! He just like peace out? I guess he peaced out. Oh. That's gonna leave a bad taste in my
Farewell,
mouth.
warrior of light. And thank you for showing me the way.
No!
Oh.
This ether. It was a crystal of light. She, too, was one of Hydaelyn's chosen.
Fare you well, my lady.
Oh. Gosh. Probably a bad taste in my mouth. Abalathia's spine. Azys law. Ooh, it's definitely Allagan made. Wedge wet himself. Yeah, she had some real big balls. Although we walked opposing paths, Iceheart was a worthy woman. Her deeds will not soon be forgotten. The Echo is a gift and a burden both, as you know only too well. from Hraesvelgr, I would wager. He will have felt my channeling of the Eye's power. It would seem they were able to make peace with one another in the end. I sure as hell do. That's like a futuristic aetheryte. An elegant aetheryte? It's an elegant aetheryte. How about that? You discover a new location. You sense an ominous presence. Heavy though our hearts might be, we must forge on in the name of those we have lost. It's still active. All of it. Crikey, this place is like something out of my dreams. Sid is right. We owe it to Ysayle to see the mission through. The Isle Sentinels don't seem to frequent this area. We should be safe here. Let's talk strategy, shall we? Systematic exploration. Alright. First of all, in the interest of efficiency, I suggest we make this place our base camp. We can coordinate the search for the Archbishop from here. I have no objections. Now we stand upon Azys' law. I am struck by the vastness of the Isle. We must needs be methodical if we are to find our quarry. Good. Now, unless I'm mistaken, this used to be an airship landing, and a major one at that. From what I know of elegant design, there should be a terminal nearby that's linked to the Isle's operational heart. If we can find such a terminal, we should be able to learn something of the Archbishop's whereabouts. Let's split up and look for it. Quest accepted. Alright, alright, alright. The Empire borrowed most of its technology from Allagan relics. If we can find the terminal, I reckon we can operate it. Alas, I have found naught of use. Can you even find anything? You're physically blind. Make us belief. I dare say this could accommodate even a Ragnarok-class vessel. Remarkable. So like the kind of vessels that were used for the coil internment hulks. This ominous presence, to whom does it belong? If he's sensing a presence, it must be a dragon. Machines are beyond my kin. I shall leave it to others to find this terminal. What more concerned to me are the dragons that I sense nearby. Some people question why Heavensward got the Dragoon quest line person in it, and Stormblood doesn't for any of the Far Eastern jobs. And well, the answers are, self-explanatory. One, Musosai died. Two, the monks of Ralgr died out as an order, and you find that out in the monk quest line. And one singular monk who has no sway with the resistance after the monk quest line concludes at 60. It's not going to do much. 3, the ninjas. That's actually a good question. But I think it's something that got cut due to time constraints on the development side of things. Gotta go save Wedge from some sentinels, huh? But another reason that Estinian gets to be in this expansion so prominently is, well, just that's the story they decided to go with, but two, they needed an NPC that could use the Eye of Nidhogg, right? And the one that makes the most sense to use is Estinian. Hence why they brought him back from the dead. When we killed him in the 50 quest line, that's something that they legitimately they were obtuse about it. They did the fiery explosion with no body, so that in case they didn't want to use his character anymore, they could say, okay, he's dead. But they found a use for it when they wrote the storyline, so he's not. That's one of the greatest comebacks a dead character has gotten to do. Looks like he's found a white ADS. Sid mad. Eloquent. Inverted colors. White and blue instead of black and red. Blip. Initiating. Performing diagnostics. Blip. Diagnostics complete. To proceed, please agree to the terms and conditions of use. Yeah, sure. I'm not going to read them, though. Thank you. To register as a user, please state your name. I'm Wedge, and that there is Clyde. Blip. User registration complete. Welcome to Azys Law, Master Wedge and Master Clyde. I am Guidance Node GLI. I guess LI would be 51. L's 50, right? In Roman numerals? I gotta Google that real quick because it's gonna bother me. Okay, yeah. So it's G51. Greetings, Master Clyde. Is there something you wish to know? Node, I need a status report on the facility. Gilly, you have to do what the chief says. Some laser screens. Yes, that's it. Good girl. Ah, here we are. Not much of note. It appears someone recently reactivated Helix, which is this area. Reactivated, you say? By the Archbishop, I wager. I dare say he woke the place up when he used the Vanu's key. Are there any other people in the facility? If so, where? Let's see here. On the flagship, that's the central aisle, I'm seeing positive readings within the Etherochemical Research Facility and the Fractal Continuum. What have we here? Intruders detected in the Gamma Quadrant. Defense system engaged. Our Imperial friends, I suspect. I hope they enjoy the defense system. But what of the Archbishop and his cronies? What might offer an indication? How about this? Which area is currently consuming the most energy? Some are called Triad Control inside the research facility. Oh, excuse me. And what manner of place is that? It is, and I quote, a regulation facility for the warring triad, test subjects. And that's all it says. The rest of the information is only accessible to users with consular privileges. I mislike the sound of this, which leads me to believe that is indeed the place. I'm inclined to agree with Ysayle. Whatever it is that the Archbishop seeks, it is like to be there. That settles it then. Let's find a way to cross over to the flagship. I mean, we could fly the Enterprise over there. It still works, right? Let me guess. It's so damaged that we can't fly it over there. The Warring Triad. I somehow doubt they are amenable to a negotiation. What in the Fury's name is that thing? The Warring Triad puts me in the mind of a tale from my childhood, and told of 3 gods locked in perpetual conflict. A few years back, Wedge decided he wanted a dog, and when we said no, he sulked for a bleeding month. Gilly's a good girl, isn't she? Well, this node turned out to be rather more useful than I expected. You do not know how to operate the terminal. Ah, Clyde doesn't know how to use computers. In node we trust. Bleep. Greetings, Master Clyde. Is there something you wish to know? Tell me how to reach the Etherochemical Research Facility. Bleep. Requesting access to the Etherochemical Research Facility. Access granted. Generating route. Bleep. Route generated. Commencing guidance to chosen destination. Be aware that the designated route may take you through restricted sectors and that the Isle's defense systems may attempt to terminate you. Be kindly reminded that, in accordance with the terms and conditions of use, you and your party assume all risk of damage or injury, including death, that may occur en route to your destination. Can the guidance node be trusted? I know not, but we have few other options. Let us see where it leads us. Clyde, Ysayle, Estinian, we 4 shall proceed to the research facility. Sid, the Excelsior is our sole means of escape. Pray remain here and have her ready to depart at a moment's notice. Understood. We'll see that she's repaired and ready to fly. If anything happens, just let me know via link pearl. Be on your guard, my friends. The enemy could be anywhere. Or anyone. Ooh. I'm kidding. That doesn't really make sense for us to have our mounts up here, but... Hey, you know what? Actually, it would kind of make sense for us to have our Magitech armor, because we could have stowed that in the airship. I guess, sort of, maybe. And it's elegant enough. It's refurbished elegant, right? Snapper rooks, huh? Kind of like the spinner rooks from Coil, except more death. Kidding, of course. Oh, more Z-axis shenanigans. Hey, look, Clockwork Engineer. They're like the Clockwork Soldiers and Rooks, Knights and Rooks, or whatever from Coil. This is one big ode to Coil. Or you kind of got like a preview of this if you did Coil. That's always one good thing about doing the raids and the Savage Mode raids, is they kind of give you not only a preview for mechanics that are going to be used in the future in like normal modes and extremes to on a lesser scale, but they also sometimes show you story things that you wouldn't otherwise see for a good long while, except by raiding. Blip, you are currently within the Alpha Quadrant. First, you must use the nearby matter conduit to travel to the Beta Quadrant. Please wait a moment while I activate it. We're gonna get Star Trekked. They're gonna de-atomize us. Oh, Nelly. Well, I guess it's no different than how we teleport, using ether. He's just saying the same stuff, right? Okay, yeah, they're just saying the same stuff. Elegant teleporter. Oh, I know how to use this one. Swing. Seems legit. You discover a new location. Are you certain it was wise to trust the orb with our lives? That note is not what it seems. From amidst the metal, I sense the gaze of a living being. Have care around it. The matter conduit appears to operate on the same principle as the aetherites. How remarkable that it should still function after all this time. According to my records, this conduit was last serviced approximately 5,014 years ago. Or 14 years, 6 months, 11 days, 7 hours, and 13 minutes ago. That it should function without mishap may be described as a miracle. Leap, resuming guidance to the Etherochemical Research Facility. Please follow me. The sector, the Beta Quadrant, is home to the laboratories which produce chimerical life forms for both military and household applications. Our facility has been awarded 3-star certification for compliance with AS 3001. The good behavior of the creatures born here is guaranteed. Please be warned, however, that millennia of neglect may have had an adverse effect on their disposition. For your own safety, please refrain from approaching the creatures. So at one time, stuff like that stench blossom over there and that Lamia cybrid, yeah, at one point in time, they were non-hostile. Why they were made with bows, I may never know. Put some fire sprites up here. It said for household use as well. I assume that's like oh, excuse me. While I'm talking like a robot, it's kind of, my throat's like, what the hell's going on, man? But I can only, you know, hazard guesses and pure speculation on what they meant by chimerical life forms for household applications. Hey look, they got centaur lizard men. Wielding high elegant spears. Reptoid. They look pretty serious. The orb is beginning to try my patience. The elegants did not respect life. Brilliant as they were, I cannot bring myself to respect them. The area teems with chimerical creatures. Be on your guard. No shit, Sherlock. We got that already. Blip. Unable to activate matter conduit. Energy shortage detected. Identifying cause. Cause identified. Unauthorized siphoning of energy by chimerical creatures. Locations. The recombination labs and the biomass incubation complex. Time is short. Let us split up and eliminate the culprits. Clyde, pray dispatch the creatures at the recombination labs. The rest of us shall sweep the incubation complex. Take care and return hither when you are done. Say anything else, guidance node? Energy shortage detected. Okay, yeah, it's the same stuff. Now we gotta go all the way back over there. Hey look, it's almost as if the quest structure for Final Fantasy XIV never actually changed. The people just like this expansion because they like the story and the zones and the fact that it was brand spanking new. And that, you know, by the time they got to expansion content, they were already invested in the game. Oh, how about that? But for real though, like the quest slog between A Realm Reborn and, you know, Heavensward, that's a matter of perspective, okay? And the reason it started to become a thing was because Heavensward, you know, at one point was the only expansion. It was the end game thing. It was the thing that people were rushing to get to when they started to play the game. You know, they saw the Heavensward trailer, they wanted to be there, they wanted to do that. And, you know, having to start at level 1 and not have cool spiky armor with an awesome claw gauntlet that, like, basically slides into place and sounds better than an orgasm in the trailer, right? Like, you know, not getting that, you know, right away upset people. You know, they wanted to be there, so they were rushing. You know, they were rushing to slow down. You know, glowing chimera. I take your bullets. Oh, you're dead already. Okay. Well, there's 3 more to do. I was about to hit him with carve and spit. Forgot my gear is quite a bit bigger than it should be, or than what it would be if this were, you know, if I weren't 60 yet. I gotta say, I do like these tubes, though. This makes me think of Final Fantasy VI. But in all honesty, floating islands have been a staple in Final Fantasy ever since the first one as well. Let's see, in the first Final Fantasy, the 4th mega dungeon after you get out of the inner sea or whatever, it's, I guess in total terms of actual dungeons you've been through, by the time you get there, it's actually, let's see. Well, I guess it depends on what you count as a dungeon. But it's out of the dungeons with the 4 fiends inside them. It's the one with Tiamat in it. And Tiamat's the 4th fiend, and it's the Fiend of Air, and it's a multi-headed dragon. And it's in the Sky Fortress, or Sky Palace, which was created and put into the stratosphere by the Lufinians. And you go through several quests in order to, you know, get there, and you have to go through a mirage tower in the center of a desert. And it's all super advanced and futuristic because it's ancient technology as well. Such marvelous technology. So there's that. That's the first floating island in a Final Fantasy game. It's straight out of Final Fantasy 1. And then in Final Fantasy 2, there's not really a floating island per se, but the, I guess, 3rd to last dungeon is a floating castle in a tornado that the Emperor is using to destroy kingdoms. Since you've foiled him conquering them, he's just going to destroy them with basically a magical tornado that carries his castle with it. So that's floating fortress or floating island number 2. Leap. Energy restored to the conduit. Please wait a moment while I activate it. In Final Fantasy III, you start on a floating island, and it houses the wind and the fire crystal. And it's also a marvel of technology that has to keep floating. Although it, you know, doesn't seem like it is until you get to the tower that maintains its floating engine or whatever. So that's the third one. In Final Fantasy IV, the Tower of Zot is a floating fortress that you go to in an airship. That you never get to see as a location on the world map, but it's you go up with a Red Wings escort, and so it's implied that, you know, it's up in the upper atmosphere. So, you know, there's that. But you also go to the moon in a spaceship in Final Fantasy IV, so that also technically counts as a flying fortress, I guess. Uh-oh. It's our Imperial buds. Are we gonna steal into their ship and murder them? Blow it up? I guess we would be severely outnumbered. But I say we could take them. But fine, we'll play it your way. We'll do the stealth option. Alright, let's see. Final Fantasy V has the floating city of Ronka. Or Lanka, depending on your translation. Warning, intruders detected in force in this quadrant. It is recommended that you avoid confrontation where possible. Be kindly reminded that, in accordance with the terms and conditions of use, you and your party assume all risks of damages or injury, including death, that you may sustain in the presence of guidance. Please follow me to the next matter conduit. It leads to the Delta Quadrant, where the facility's greatest achievement is located. Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure that the facility's greatest achievement is on the flagship. But, whatever. You're just a guidance node. You glorified iPod. But yeah, so Final Fantasy V, floating city of Ronka. Boom, bam. Another floating fortress slash island slash city. Then we got Final Fantasy VI, right? Final Fantasy VI, floating continent. Raised with the Warring Triad by Kefka and Emperor Gestal. Boom. Literally, a floating continent. Like, what more it's not futuristic or tech-savvy, it's raised via magic, but it still counts, right? So, boom, bam, floating. Now, Final Fantasy VII, I don't think there's any sky fortresses or anything. I don't recall one. You do go into space at some point for a little while on a rocket ship. And you do get a big airship. But there's no floating fortresses or anything that I can think of. So
our objective lies at the heart of the Isle.
I swear.
The third will remain to guard the ship, while the second patrols the perimeter and eliminates any threats.
I swear I'm being gaslighted. I swear his armor wasn't
will come
blue.
with me to secure the research facility. Let no man doubt the import of our mission. The Allagans found a means to capture icons alive, and their knowledge lies hid upon this isle. If we can but acquire it, we would be able to prevent the beings from returning to plague us, thus ending the cycle of rebirth. I need not remind you that success will raise our Legion high in the Emperor's regard. Yet, by the same token, his radiance does not tolerate failure. That is all. All troops, prepare for deployment.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm being gaslit because I'm pretty sure his armor was originally silver. Not blue. Like, I swear this is a change they've made. I swear it. I just don't have any evidence.
So that is their purpose.
To think that the knowledge used to bind no lesser being than Bahamut sleeps here.
Imprisoning a primal in such a manner would represent an effective means to halt the cycle of summoning, were it not for the grave and obvious risks.
Indeed. We need but refer to past experience, that of Bahamut's calamitous return, to see why this is not the solution we seek.
I think they're referencing Coil here. Either that or Dalamud.
Held in duress, a primal will continue to nurse its hatred for mankind. And when it inevitably breaks free, its rage will be beyond quelling.
Whatever folly the Garleans mean to commit, they can wait. We must remain focused on our task.
Yes, of course. It would not be polite to keep the Archbishop waiting.
But, yeah, what was I on about? Okay, I know I was on about his armor being blue. I was ranting about something before that, though. Oh, yeah. Flying continents and fortresses and things like that in Final Fantasy. I don't think there was a flying fortress in 7. I could be wrong. I've only played through 7 like 5 times. It doesn't have the same effect on me or the same nostalgia for me as the earlier Final Fantasies do. My brothers pretty much raised me on Final Fantasies 1 through 1, 4, and 6, which were 1, 2, and 3 in the States. But my oldest brother, he emulated 5 and 3 on emulator, and then in early 2000s, like I think it was 2000, maybe 2000 or 2001. Final Fantasy Anthology had a re-release on PlayStation for Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2. It was the first time that they did an official release of the second Final Fantasy, the actual second Final Fantasy in the States. So that's when I got to play all those. And of course, they got 7 as well, and we played through 7. 8 and 9 as well. But anyway, is this an instance battle? I thought this was an instance battle. Let's see. Is it Defiance of Possibility? Blip boop, warning, intruders approaching. Please eliminate them if you wish to proceed. Oh, it is Garlean. Seems legit, seems legit. Oh look, an instance battle, how about that? Well, there's not much time left in this recording anyway, and this would be a good stopping point for now, so that we can open up the next video with action. So I'm going to stop it here. I guess I'll leave you with a view of the next island we're going to. If you look out over there, you know, you can see like crystal formations, and well, I don't think you can see anything over there that you care about, but it's too far. But we can look up at the flagship. You can kind of see a big old statue up there. Not sure which one that is from this angle. You can see that way back there, those spinning rings, that's where we started at when we got here. Below us is the clouds and floating debris, and above us is the stars. That spiky dome over there, that's the fractal continuum. I'm not sure what that is or what that is, but once we find it on our map, you know, eventually we'll be able to see. As far as floating continents in Final Fantasy goes, 7 didn't have one, so it broke its tradition, which was sad times. You can correct me if I'm wrong, though. I just don't. Well, I guess the golden saucer is not really floating in 7, is it? It's like it's got a support column, right? I guess that's as close as it gets, though. You do have to go up there on like a sort of half plane, half monorail thing, right? Or skylift. Either way, 7 broke tradition because it's not an in-game area. It's not a, you know, it's not a technological marvel. In 8, I don't think there's a flying fortress, but I'm pretty sure you go to a space station, and I know you get a space ship. So that counts. In 9, there's, well, Lindblum is a city of airships, but it's not floating or flying. It's been so long since I played 9. Well, there's Terra, which is, you know, another planet, but it's not, you know, floating, it's just a planet. I'd have to replay 9 to really remember. I never played through 10. In 11, there was the Shrine of Ru Avatau, which was literally colloquially known to players as Sky. So it was a floating collection of islands. So 11 got back to speed. I'm fairly certain there was flying fortresses or flying places in 12 because they're sky pirates. I've just never played through it. But if there's sky pirates, there's a good chance, you know, there's floating islands and floating things, so that's cool. 13, you start on what's essentially a satellite, right? Like a cocoon or whatever. I don't remember if it's just in the upper atmosphere or if it's in space. I think it's just in the upper atmosphere, though. Could be wrong. I don't really care that much about 13. Obviously, we're playing 14 right now. And 15... I don't remember there being a floating fortress in the main story. There are plenty of flying vehicles, though. Maybe there was one in a side dungeon somewhere or something, or... I don't think so. But I don't really know, so you'll have to let me know on that one. I don't think there was one in Final Fantasy Tactics. So, you know, whatever. But Tactics takes place in Ivalice, or Ivalice, or however you want to say it. I've always said Ivalice, so, yeah, whatever. Same world as 12, so technically there is, but there isn't. Not within the confines of the actual Final Fantasy Tactics game, as far as I remember. But anyway, thanks for watching, and listen to me rant if you listen to me that far. Point is, this is about as Final Fantasy as you can get. Over half the mainline titles feature floating islands and floating continents. So, you know, kabam. Check in the box. Ka-chow. Super duper Final Fantasy E. Anywho, stay safe and have a good day. I'll see you next time.